have James Callianiotis, CEO of Deepbridge Capital Australia, discussing investing in tech, life sciences and renewable energy.
Hi everybody. This is a hard gig at this time of day, 3 p.m. Everyone's usually pretty tired. And I nearly missed my flight, but anyway, we're here. It's good to be here again. I think it's about 5 years now in a row that I've been able to participate on behalf of Steve and the team. The last couple of years has been done obviously by Zoom. So Steve's asked me to talk to you about a few different technologies that we as Deepbridge invest in, but also I want to put a little bit more of a spin on it than that. I want to talk about what's important for you and what's important out there in the market at the moment, because realistically, a lot of you are here today to learn and to walk away with ideas on what you can do with the opportunities that you've currently got and how you can make those opportunities work for you to the best ability in today's climate. So if we talk about technologies, I mean, technology's been an interesting growth over the last few years, but it's changing. The market has definitely changed in the last 6 to 12 months, there's no doubt. And obviously, what is more important now than ever is how extraordinary, not just the opportunity is, but how extraordinary is the way that you build your team and the way that you present. This is the thing that makes a difference out there in the market at the moment when people are looking at investing into different companies. So we say here what we look for, but it's not even about what we look for. It's about what most markets out there are looking for and investment opportunities are and what people want. So when you're looking at technology, obviously some simple things are very important is the intellectual property, the management team. The people to me is the most important thing. I say year after year after year. People are the most important thing. They're the people and the thing that you invest in the most. Global opportunities. Global opportunities now are probably more important than they've ever been as far as what your opportunity is, especially for Europe and Australia, the Americas and parts of Asia as well. Multiple markets fall under that. And something that's very disruptive out there in the marketplace. Now, people use that word very loosely. They say they have a disruptive opportunity. And I'm getting a few smiles in the room. And I think really at the end of the day, disruptive means disruptive. Disruptive means someone dropping a bomb in the room and everyone taking note. That's disruptive. Disruptive is not just a little pinch on the shoulder to let you know that you're there. You need something that's really going to make a huge difference out there in the marketplace. Now, how do you make something disruptive is very important as well. It's listening and watching what is happening out there in the market to get an understanding of how you can change that and make that happen. Revenue. Well, revenue's a funny thing because we're in this funny space, aren't we? We're looking at raising money because we need revenue because we don't have the revenue. And a lot of investors talk to you about revenue. So when you talk about revenue, make sure that you are realistic in what you're projecting. The most important thing is to be realistic in what you're projecting out there in the marketplace, not to have revenues out there that aren't going to make any sense. Virtual reality, blockchain, clean energy, hardware development, etc. is all very important, but it all comes back to where you are and what you're doing in the space that you're in. So you've got to make sure that you've got the right team is the most important thing, that you're doing the best you can in your actual marketplace. And also when you're talking about, as I said earlier to you, when you're talking about revenue, making sure that you've kept it as clean and as neat as you possibly can, and that you make sure that your revenues are in line with what is realistic out there in the marketplace. There's nothing worse than giving projected revenues that aren't realistic. Life sciences. For those of you that are looking at investing in life sciences, or for those of you that have got a life science opportunity, you've got to remember that it's a much longer play. It's something that takes a lot longer to get there than, let's say, tech. So if we look at the 5 or 6 technology companies that I've invested in here with through Deepbridge in Australia over the last 6 or 7 years, and in fact 3 of them have been from this room over the last 6 or 7 years that we've invested in. You expect your return and you expect the opportunity and your growth in that technology sector to be a lot faster. When you're talking life sciences, it's a much longer play. We obviously would expect probably realistically a minimum of a 10-year play on that. Where a lot of companies go wrong in this area here is that they're not going out there for enough money to get them where they need to be. So intellectual property is also very important. Management team, as it is with every one of these companies, is probably one of the most important things that you need to look at. And the academic research in this instance is probably the most important thing that you could have there as well. Your global markets and multiple opportunities and markets, again, are very important. Disruptive, we use that word again here, as I spoke about that earlier. And obviously a clear path to where you want to go, how you're going to get there, and what it really means to everyone out there in the marketplace as well. So you can see there, we've got some key issues in global healthcare throughout the world. There's some data there. You can have a look at our website and that data's on there to give you a bit of an idea. But it's a much longer play than you would say that you are looking at in the tech space. Renewables is probably the thing that interests most of the people in the world at the moment. It's on everyone's mind, loosely in some regard. In other regards, it's actually got some real good weight behind it. So it's probably a good sector at the moment. If you're in the renewables area and you're looking for investment, it's one that you're getting a lot of support, not just with private investors, but also governments nationally. And internationally. It's something that if you've got something really good there, there's a very, very good chance that they will want to be a part of it. One of the biggest things with this area here is proof of what you've got and the ability to be able to perform and to provide. That's one of your biggest things that you need to look at in the market here when you're talking about the renewable areas in the industry as well. So, when you look at what's out there in the marketplace at the moment, what people are investing in. We've spoken about technologies, we've spoken about life sciences, we've spoken a little bit about the renewables here. What I want to do is ask a couple of you here, or a few of you here, and get a little bit of interaction here, so it's just not like a normal situation where you're here and you just listen to someone talk about what they think's important. What I want to get an understanding of is the people that are sitting here at the moment. How many of you are actually looking for investment compared to how many of you are looking to invest? So for those of you that are looking for investment, just raise a finger or a hand. Okay, so we've nearly got close to 50% of the room looking for investment. For those of you that are here looking to invest, if you can just raise your hand as well. So it's interesting, mainly this side of the room here, we've got quite a few. And in saying that as well, there's a few here that are looking to invest, as well as I got that right, didn't I? So I did take note, as well as looking for investment as well. So I want to break this down a little bit now. Who's in the tech space? Okay, so we've got probably a third of the room. Life sciences? No one. Renewable energies? Okay, so there's probably about 20% in renewables and around about 35% or thereabouts, because you can't see, you're not looking behind you, so I could give you any figure. 35% in the space of technology. Interesting that there's no one here at the moment in that life sciences space. When I last spoke at a live conference, which would have been 2 years ago here, there would have been a good balance of mix in between life sciences and technology, and very, very little in renewables. So, when you look at the change, how the market changes so quickly, it's quite astonishing. So for those of you that are here, let's talk a little bit about tech. That's my passion. I love the technology space. When I talked earlier about having something disruptive, I got a few smiles in the room, particularly on the left-hand side here, because I think people resonated with when I said the difference about what is really disruptive. Who believes they've got something that's really disruptive? Okay. Can I ask you just a quick question? Can you give me a quick answer? And there's three of you that put your hand up. So what's your name? Select? I can't hear you. I like to get people's names right. So could you please tell me what you have that you think that's just... Yeah, okay. Okay. But you've got something, and I can tell from the smile on your face it's very good. Sir? You don't want to say anything? Okay. Did you want to say anything?
I'm Jim.
Hi, Jim.
And I've got the only product in the world that switches off the solar panels.
Really? Okay, well, that's extraordinary. I mean, you know, whether people understand the power of solar panels and what they do and how they do, what they do and what they're for, is, I suppose it's a good thing to be able to turn them off. Because obviously, from a layman's term, and I know nothing about your product, straight away I thought, well, would you be turning them off during the time that they're not getting used? Or would that save the time and the life of the actual panel?
More to do with the fact that first responders, because they can't turn them off, treat it defensively, which means the property gets destroyed.
Okay, so it's a protective mechanism. That's fantastic. So, yes.
Yes, I'm Ian.
Hi, Ian.
I'm from NextTrade. NextTrade is about the digitalization of supply chains. It's standards-based, and that will be transformational.
Okay, so you'll have to repeat that, Ian. It just...
Okay.
Yeah, speak up.
Okay. NextTrade is about digitalization of the supply chain, and that will become transformational of the supply chains.
Okay, that's fantastic. So, see, I think what's really important here is that you can say one statement and get your message out there. Okay, so I don't know anything about any of your companies, but I know what sort of makes me listen and what doesn't make me listen. And I always say to people, when you're out there doing a presentation, ensure that everyone understands what you have pretty well within 30 seconds. Because if you really want to get some traction, make sure they understand what you have within 30 seconds of you talking about your opportunity. I was sitting over here before and I was looking at the crowd and I was thinking, because obviously I've been in your seat, I've raised money, I've taken a company public, agricultural company going back in early 2000s, an artificial soil, very hard gig. Our first market was the Middle East. Second market was China. The company was going to list on the secondary AIMS in the UK, and we brought it back and listed it on the ASX. So it was a very difficult time. The month we listed it, the stock market crashed, right? So it was a very, very difficult time. So I've experienced a lot of what you people are experiencing out there. But more importantly, when I was sitting over there before and I looked over at the crowd, I thought everyone here has a dream and everyone wants to make it happen. And the thing is that you can make it happen. You just need to focus on what that dream is and make sure that you get, what you need to achieve out of it. Investment is very hard out there in the marketplace as we speak. A lot of the companies that I've invested in, the majority of the money has come from the United Kingdom. That market's changed over there due to many reasons. The Australian market's toughened up. The other parts of the overseas market has toughened up as well. But if you've got something extraordinary and you can paint your picture to match that, how extraordinary it is, and ensure that everything you talk about is realistic, you will still get investment out there in the market. Have I got any questions from anyone? Yes, your name?
My name is Ivan.
Ivan. Hi, Ivan. I'm James.
James, I was surprised you didn't mention academic research as priority for tech investments.
For tech? Well, good point, Ivan. Look, I think academic research is very important. And in fact, it's part of our policy is that we like to have a look at what research has been done. But Ivan, really at the end of the day, what can happen, there can be too much weight one way or the other, where it's with academic research or no academic research. It needs to be very balanced. A lot of people have great ideas, but aren't quite sure how to put those ideas into place. I think if it works and people can see it works and they can see a result, you can have all the academic research in the world. I know personally, the thing is that I want to see is, does it work? Yes. How does it work? Okay, this is how it works. And that's half the battle. When I took the agricultural company public, this is interesting when you talk about academic research, we had a scientific recipe to, with this artificial soil, to actually improve the water content. And the product worked, but it took many different academics throughout the world, including Australia and Dubai, to do their own research to be confirmed that it worked. And obviously the results varied from country to country, but they were all very good. So yes, it is important, but it's not the most important thing. If you've got credibility, you've got stability, you've got a proven record, and people can see what you're doing, that matters more than anything, in my personal opinion. A little bit different, obviously, with life sciences, but we're talking tech here. I don't want to be bringing out a headache tablet without any proof that it doesn't work. Anyway, I've been told that's me. I'm done and dusted for the day. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it.